and welcome to a new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats podcast. I'm your host, Camille, and today I am joined by my good friend who also used to co-host with me this podcast, Brittany. She's back to talk about Dollar Cove, starring one of our favorite actors, I guess. I mean, at least we grew up with him anyway.
I adore him. So
Chad, Bure, and another person that we grew up with, sort of, even though I honestly didn't grow up with her. I think she was past my age.
She's a little past my age, I would say too, but I still really, really like Aly.
Yeah. So Dollar Cove stars Chad, Bure, and Aly Michalka. The official synopsis of this movie is that it's a Stanford developer. Aly works on acquiring a beachfront property in Dollar Cove, a quaint Connecticut beach town, but falls for the town's charm and property owner in the process. And Aly is played by Aly.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that until you just said it.
Oh my God. And Brody, who is the property owner, is played by Chad. So first thoughts, what did you think about this movie?
I thought it was really cute. But I love beach movies. I love anything that takes place on a beach. I don't know. It's the location for me can get me. It's like when we did that Luck of the Irish, a location. I'm all about a location. But I thought it was cute. It wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't like, crazy. You have to see this movie. But I thought it was cute.
I did not like this movie. I honestly did not. I thought the movie was. We've seen this storyline like 10 times.
Yeah.
This isn't even I would even say this is in the top 5 of the movies that have this same storyline. So it's like not.
Well, that's what I mentioned before we started recording, that it had a reminiscent of Luck of the Irish. Someone goes to a different location to acquire some land and then ends up redeveloping it the way the landowner wants it. Not as good as Luck of the Irish. That was very good, but
it's so weird though. It's like, at least with the Luck of the Irish, we sort of get an idea of what they're going to do. They're going to keep the old feeling and they're going to develop around it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But with this one, all we get is they're going to keep the pier. And I'm like, okay, in what?
Okay, so I was hoping towards the end, I was like, I hope they flash forward or something and show us this great idea where we're keeping the pier, and nothing. I was like, okay, well, I guess that's it.
And it looked like she got this brilliant idea looking at a sand dollar shell, and I'm sitting there going, okay.
I know, we could have this movie really could have benefited from seeing what the final project was, what this grand inspiration that her boss decided to actually invest in keeping the pier was.
Yeah, I mean, the whole movie, Aly was telling her boss, I want to save the pier or whatever. And the boss was like, this isn't part of our plan. This isn't what we like, etc. We're going to go to a new location.
Let's just find a new location. Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden she got this brand new innovative idea that all of a sudden changes her boss's mind, that all throughout the first hour and 55 minutes of the movie, she was 100% against. And now all of a sudden we have this well, what is this grandiose idea that she suddenly had?
So was Aly. Aly, he many, many times said, think of an idea that keeps the pier. And the whole time she was there for 2 months, she couldn't think of this idea to save the pier.
At least give us a hint of what it was supposed to be. I would understand, what? Is it all of a sudden going to be they're going to keep the pier? I mean, for me, the whole time I was thinking to myself, okay, keep the pier, build the beach around the pier, build.
Also, if they're going to rebuild the piers are very resort friendly. You put some chairs, some beautiful chairs and umbrellas on that thing.
Yeah.
People love to do that.
I mean, like, the whole storm scene thing that they had in the beginning of the movie, it reminded me of Hurricane Sandy. Because remember, they had the whole, like, the devastation with the boardwalk in New Jersey, and they had, like, the Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of the ocean kind of thing. I was thinking, and, like, they worked so hard, and they raised so much money to get back that boardwalk. And I'm sitting there going, that, like, why couldn't they do that? Why couldn't they, like, focus on getting that on there? Because, like you said, it is part of the community. It is part of the attraction of the place.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it did. There were, like I said, I thought the movie was cute, but there were some issues with the storyline.
The main one is, what the hell is the plan now? But
I know.
Like, I just wish they had, like, given a hint or, like, drawn up a plan or something to say what they're gonna do.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, I liked the movie, but, like, thinking about it, it was just a lot of random things, like with the Nana and the restaurant, the Sand Dollar Cafe, and building sandcastles and some kind of festival, and, like, it was kind of all over the place. I thought it was cute. I did enjoy it, but it was one of those movies that you just kind of turn on and just kind of watch while you're doing other things, and it's not one of those ones you have to sit down and pay attention to. But yeah, there was
grab your attention. I don't feel like it grabbed.
Yeah.
It wasn't. There was nothing that was like, oh yay, I'm excited to see this or whatever.
And I was excited. I mean, Chad Michael Murray and Aly was in it, and I adore her, and so I was super excited. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be something we're gonna really like.
You know what would have really, for me, saved the movie?
Hilary Duff.
I was really disappointed. Huh?
I said Hilary Duff. I was just kidding.
No. Well, I was really disappointed that, you know, they had the band playing for the festival, right?
Yeah.
I was like, hello, Aly? Right
there.
Oh,
that's true. She could have sang for them. She could have got up in there.
And Chad, too. I mean,
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my God. I put on Twitter, I was like, why isn't Chad and Aly singing?
Can Chad sing? I know he can play the guitar, but can he sing?
I mean, he did his little thing with Dawson's Creek.
Oh, that's right.
So I mean, he could speak sing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or talk sing. I don't know what the word is for it.
But he could have at least grabbed the guitar or something.
Exactly.
But I was thinking,
and
I forgot about the Dawson's Creek thing, but I was thinking, what was that movie, Freaky Friday?
Yeah.
He played guitar in that.
Yeah, that was good too. I like that movie too. With but was that really him playing, or was that like?
I don't know.
But yeah, either way, I feel like that was a missed opportunity. You could, like, why would you have a well-known singer who's been in the business for like a decade or whatever, like, be a part of the movie, and she's known for her music more than she is for her acting, and not take advantage of that.
She looked so different in this. I felt like I knew it was her, but she looked, not to say she's not sophisticated looking, but she looked way more like, she looked older, not in a bad way, but she's always had that blonde hair that's always made her look kind of young and, you know, a little rock star edgy. And this was a completely different look for her. I liked it, but I was confused at the beginning, like, oh, that is her. She looks different.
To be honest with you, though, out of the two sisters, Aly and AJ, I was a bigger fan of AJ.
Oh, I was always an Aly fan, but you know what? That movie I really liked was the Easy A with Emma Stone that she was in.
Yeah.
Ugh, I love that movie.
Yeah, I was more a bigger fan of AJ out of the two. I like for
Yeah.
some reason related to her more out of the two. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
anyway. So you mentioned like the other characters, and it was just like I don't know, they were like throwaway characters. I mean, the niece was cute.
She was cute. And the sister, I liked the sister. I liked them. You know what kind of bothered me is there was so much talk about his parents and they were on vacation. How hard would it have been to write them into the show? It really bothered me. It really bothered me that they kept talking about his parents and we never saw them. I know they were on vacation, but still.
And his like grandfather was like a pirate or somebody was a pirate.
Buccaneer or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, like, I actually would have liked if like his grandmother, who honestly looks like she could be his mom more than
yeah.
Like
she looked good.
She looked like she was only 20 years older than Chad.
Yeah.
I mean, how is she playing his mother?
I don't know. My grandma's not very much old. My grandma's like 70.
Yeah, but that's 40. The woman in the movie looked like she was 20 years older. Like an appropriate age for Chad's mom than Chad's grandmother.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I would have actually been okay if they did not have that woman play the grandmother and have her play the mom instead.
Yeah, I thought she was fine as the grandmother because my grandmother doesn't look very old. But I was more kind of irritated about not having the parents. I just really feel like the movie would have benefited if from the parents being more involved with his conversations, you know, being like, do what you want. Because he would just say, oh, I talked to my dad about it. And he would say this. Like, I'd much rather see you talk to your dad about it. You know, if it was that much of a struggle, it would have seemed more real to us to watch him struggle with the decision while talking to his father, you know?
Yep.
Because I didn't see the struggle. I mean, he kept saying it was a struggle for him to sell the pier, but I didn't really see it. I feel like if we had seen a conversation, it would have been a lot more apparent that he was struggling with the decision.
Yep. But the other thing that I've made note of is like, I was talking to someone about the clothes that they had Aly wear. Because like, she kept changing clothes every other scene.
Okay, I noticed that between the fishing. That's when I did the same. I made the same note because when he saw her, when he was leaving his Nana's house and she was wearing a completely different outfit and then like
jogging outfit or whatever.
Yeah, and then an hour later she's on the pier fishing with him in like wedges and a blue top. I was like, wait, why did you change? Like, wait, what are you wearing?
I would have been like, what? That jogging outfit would have been more appropriate for the fishing expedition.
Well, and I mean, she didn't know they were going fishing, but she still knew they were meeting at a bait and tackle place. I don't know how fancy it needed to be.
Like how much fancy were you expecting? I mean, like he owns what's that called? He owns the bait and tackle shop. Yeah. And he's gonna go take you to bait and tackle shop. And he also said in the earlier movie he was gonna take you fishing. So
yeah. And look, I love, you know how I am with fashion in these movies. I love her outfits. I just don't think they were very consistent because like what she was wearing when they went fishing was kind of a little bit with the wedges, a little bit high class. And then twice she's wearing these beautiful flowy dresses. And I'm like, those don't really fit together. They don't really make the same character to me. Like as she's suddenly wearing like that green dress that was beautiful and then the white dress.
Yeah.
That are flowy with her hair down. Much different from the girl with her hair up and you know this and a tank top like a button up tank top and capris with the wedge shoes. It didn't seem very consistent, her style. So
you ever seen a TV show The Hills? It's a TV show. Yeah. And they had like Lauren Conrad in the beginning, like driving out of OC and going to wherever, Beverly
Yeah.
Hills or wherever she went. Anyway, like the way they had her, Ellie, coming into town in the like convertible.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
I was literally expecting like staring at the back page like, the same song that they had in the hills. I was expecting that playing in the background or something.
So now that you mentioned that, that was my least favorite scene because I didn't think it fit very well when she was driving in. As I was watching it, I knew what this movie was about, and I was like, "This is an interesting intro." Yeah, I didn't enjoy the intro very much, but I kind of forgot about it until you just said that.
The other thing is like it's so hilarious because the grandmom is playing matchmaker with like Brody. She's always like it seems like this isn't the first time because he's always like he's like you can't matchmake me with every single person that stays at your house.
Well, she's very sneaky. She seems like she's very sneaky.
I know. She unplugged her Wi-Fi again.
Well, my very first note is I'm suspicious of this meet cute because she gets on the phone and then suddenly he's on the beach and I was like, this is suspicious. Did the grandma just call everybody
over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was my first thought too, was like grandma totally orchestrated that.
Grandma orchestrated everything. Also, when they were talking about like the great-great-grandfather, was his name Ashley or Asher?
I have no idea.
Okay, because they kept saying Grandpa, it sounded like they said Ashley at first, and then they said Asher. And I was like, well, Ashley is a very common male name from a long time ago. But my son's name is Asher, so I caught onto that, but I wasn't sure if it was Ashley or Asher. Though Ashley is a very popular male name. Back in the day.
Yeah, I think there's still male Ashleys.
Yeah, there are. I always think of Gone with the Wind. Did you ever see Gone with the Wind?
Long time ago.
One of the characters' name is Ashley.
Yeah.
One of Scarlett's love interests.
Yeah. So anyway, they keep doing these like business meetings. I swear, like what's his name? Brody kept doing these business meetings to look like dates. He got like private dinners, taking her to sailboats.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about that because he was like, "Oh, I don't need to date anyone," and then he kept taking her on dates, and they weren't even dating. I thought the same thing. I'm like, "What are you doing? What is this?"
Yeah, like, hello, sit down, get at a table, and like no wine involved or anything like that.
Right.
And just like talk about whatever you're doing and stuff. And he just kept he kept telling Aly, like, okay, you can't, I'm not gonna look at your offer unless you tell me you're keeping the pier.
Yeah.
The offer. Like that was his deal breaker. It's like, I'm saying no to everything unless you tell me you keep the you're gonna keep the pier up or whatever. So,
which still doesn't make sense. I still don't get it because she wanted to be in architecture and she wanted to do both. So it should have been a no-brainer that, hey, I'm not going to make this deal unless I figure out a way to, save this freaking pier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's why I'm so disappointed that we never got to see the plan that Aly made up. I
know. I really wish we had. I was really hoping for it. But
yeah, because like I said, it would have been, we would have been able to see her architecture background, or at least some of it. Plus, now we know how she finally saved the pier and everything.
And I get that it probably would have been hard to actually show us physically what it looked like. But we could have at least seen the drawing that she mocked up for her boss.
Yeah, or at least described it.
Yeah, I mean, all they said was that it'll be the centerpiece. Okay, like
how? Give us some kind of. And then how did you get that from a $10?
how hard would it have been to just show us whatever drawing was on that computer?
Yes. Oh my God.
If I could find an architect, it would have taken him probably 20 minutes to draw some random thing.
Or like I said, just vocalize it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we would
have true, yeah. You could have just stood and been like, we're gonna put this over here and this over here and this over here, and it would have been fine.
Yes, yeah. we have imagination. We could like totally see it, but there was no description of what it was.
All that was said was that we're saving the pier and it's a focal point. That tells us literally nothing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I was quite disappointed with that too.
I actually looked up a sand dollar shell to see what it looks like. It's like a circle thing with like holes, lines or whatever. So I'm sitting there going, okay, so okay.
I don't understand the inspiration for that.
Yeah, but anyway, so anyway, they one of their dates was like, what's his name, cooking for her, Brody cooking for her, and like he kisses her.
I thought it was a strange kiss, but I liked it. I thought it was a good kiss.
Yeah,
but I thought it was kind of out of I know, and he said, well, how about another surprise? But it was just so random and out of nowhere. Like nothing that romantic was happening. You know what I mean? Like usually things build up where you're like, oh, they might kiss. This is getting a little romantic. No, it was just like, how about this surprise? And then he kisses her. You're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming whatsoever. There was literally nothing romantic going on. She liked the food and he kisses her because she says, you're full of surprises. How's this surprise? And he kisses her. There was nothing romantic or leading up to it whatsoever. But you know what I mean? Like when things are...
I would 100% agree with you.
Yeah, when you get into certain moments where you're sitting there and you're like, oh, someone might kiss. No, none of that.
Anticipation.
There was no anticipation, no build up, nothing whatsoever. Just a straight, oh, here's a surprise, and he kisses her. And you're like, okay, well, that happened.
You're like, oh, that's it. Okay.
It was so like an anticlimactic buildup that I started to question whether they'd already had a kiss.
Yeah.
Because the first kiss usually has a lot of buildup.
Yeah.
So when I saw it happen, I was like, did I miss a kiss? Because this feels more like a second kiss. You know what I mean? It felt more like we've already kissed before, so now I'm just kissing you kind of kiss. So I was like, did I miss something? Did they already kiss? I went back a little
off screen because
I went back a little bit and I was like, nope, they haven't kissed. This is their first kiss. Makes no sense. No build up, none whatsoever.
Funny, but actually the highlight for me though was when they did the festival thing.
Yeah,
which her boss, like a sort of
sponsored it.
Huh? Good
sponsored it. Yeah.
Yeah, like to get the townsfolk to be like happy about this or whatever.
Yeah.
Sponsored it. Anyway, the whole thing with the like dunking him, that was cute.
I did like that because he was a little like, oh, you're not going to be able to do it. I like that. You know me. I like when they play off each other a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little banter.
Yeah, I love the banter. Yeah, I like that too.
Teasing banter, but that's the thing, is that was the only teasing banter. It was like there was no. This is why I told you. I was like, I felt they had no chemistry.
You know what? I felt like they had chemistry, but not. It was a different chemistry than I am usually a fan of. Mm-hmm. I thought that I didn't think they lacked chemistry. But it wasn't the chemistry that we tend to like, that banter, that kind of, that back and forth. That's the chemistry me and you both like.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of that. It was a different chemistry.
But I didn't see it. For me, it was like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like even though how the movie's gonna end because it's Hallmark, you want to cheer on the couple. You want to cheer on the kiss. You want to cheer on the happy ending. But for me, it was just, I wasn't cheering them on. I didn't feel like I was like indifferent, you know.
I don't really think that had a lot to do with the chemistry. I think I know what you mean. And I think it was because it seemed like they were dating from like the second they were together.
Yeah.
Like it was like they started dating immediately. And that is so different from any other Hallmark movie. Usually, you know, they're friendly and they might have some banter and you know they're gonna end up together.
Fighting in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, you know they're gonna end up together, but they don't really like each other that much. And you're like, yeah, they're kind of hating each other the whole movie and something happens. No, these two were like together from the second they had the first business meeting away from the mayor. It was almost like they were dating right away. So there was none of that fun stuff. It was just like, oh, we're watching a couple. Cool. You know what I mean? It's like, which is the reason why so many TV shows don't have couples get together until like season 5, because people love that buildup. They love that will they or won't they. This didn't have any of that. It didn't have any of that buildup. You know?
I hate shows that have couples like do the will they won't they for 5 seasons. I hate those shows because I hate it.
The 5-season thing I can handle. I don't like until like did you ever watch Bones?
Yes.
Bones goes like straight 7 or 8 seasons before they suddenly get together, and you're like, good God. At least Gilmore Girls, we got it at like season 5, the beginning of season 5. Like I can handle that, but Bones, it's so long. It's too long. It's way too long. I can't stand that either. But you know what I mean? Because then you get that kind of rooting for them thing where you're like, oh, get together. We didn't have that whatsoever in this movie.
Yeah.
There was none of that. They were pretty much together. We were like, oh yeah, they're dating.
Nothing new here. Like you guys are finally together. Weren't you together?
No. Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, you're together. Weren't you together the entire movie? Yeah. I think that's pretty much the issue with this movie. I didn't think that there was no chemistry. We were done with the fun stuff very early, so the rest of it was just boring kind of couple stuff, you know. That's all it was. And I am a couple. I'm married. I know what that's like. I don't need to watch this.
That is too funny. I think we've hit the major notes on the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of it is Brody is a lawyer, and he was working at a big firm or whatever, and he did not like it because it was all about the money for the firm that he was working at. So now, like at the end of the movie, he's going to start his own firm, follow his dad's footsteps. His dad's a lawyer too.
I don't know why I thought he said it was his grandpa, not his dad.
Oh, one of his, maybe.
I think it was his grandpa.
Grandfather, sorry.
Yeah.
His grandfather was a lawyer, so he's gonna like open his own little office in the small town of Sandown. I have a question though, and this is something that I don't know. With those like small town kind of lawyers, what kind of law are they doing?
I would say a lot of it would probably be like property law, that kind of thing, like real estate, that kind of law. I would doubt there were small town lawyer. I don't know. Maybe small town lawyers can do a little bit of everything, but I would assume their main thing would probably be property law, you know, buying, selling commercially. And I'm sure there's a lot of real estate issues, but I honestly don't know. I never actually thought about that. But you know what? He never started that small town business, which would have made sense. I don't know why.
But he said that he was going to do it at the end of the movie, right? Like,
yeah, he was too afraid to follow in his grandpa's footsteps because he was big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Gave me a little George Tucker vibes.
Who's George Tucker?
Have you ever seen Heart of Dixie?
No.
Oh, well, you need to see that because that feels like something you would like. George Tucker is a small town lawyer who used to be a corporate lawyer in that show.
Yeah, it's cute. And then the other note that I had on here was the sandcastle building competition. And I'm sitting there going, and then the guy, Brody said, oh, it's only going to be a couple of hours. And I'm sitting there going, not for, I'm not an expert on sandcastle building. I mean, like, all I was able to do was do like one bucket.
Yeah.
No, nothing fancy. But
Takes quite a while.
Those kind of sandcastles that they were doing take more than a couple of hours. It's usually
like a starting at dawn kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of sandcastle they were expecting to build in a couple of hours, but obviously not the one that they had. I mean, like they had like see-through holes through the castle. I'm sitting there going like, how did you get that?
How'd you do that? Right? Out of nowhere, they're just these genius sandcastle builders. I have a note here. Did it seem like at some points he had an accent and then not at other points? Like I felt like in the beginning he would had like a country kind of accent, and then I'd listen and it wouldn't be there, and then I'd catch it again and I'd be like, wait, no, okay. So I kept feeling like he kept accidentally doing a country, not southern.
Where's Chad from? Because
I don't know. But
Dollar Cove is supposed to be in Connecticut.
It's in Connecticut, but that's why I was confused, because when he first walks down the beach, he sounded like straight country, and I was like, "Whoa, what are we doing here?" And then I listened again, and there was no accent. I have no idea where he's from though.
Yeah. But
I've never heard a country accent from him before, but no.
Anyway, so how many stars would you give this movie out of 5 stars?
3.
And why?
Because I like Chad, Michael, Murray, and Aly and the beach. This is a completely biased. If it wasn't Chad, Michael, Murray, and Aly, I would give this a 2. But it gets a 3 purely because I adore them and I like the beach. Story-wise, not the best.
What don't you like about it?
I just, like I said, there was no buildup. There just was no buildup to any fun ending, no real, I don't know. I like a little bit more drama in my love stories.
Well, I actually gave it 2 stars because I didn't feel there was chemistry, and I understand. I get what you're saying. Probably, like I see what you're saying, that there was no buildup, and that's why we feel like there's no chemistry. But I also felt like Aly and Chad was so deadpan in their acting. It was like all monotone. And
this is the one place that me and you tend to disagree in most reviews that we've done, is chemistry. So once in a while we agree on this, but I would say when me and you do reviews, we always argue about chemistry. I would say that's our number one. I know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
But what's his name? I just felt like the way they delivered their lines were just so monotone. And it was just like, there was no like, up, down, excitement, love, no, you know what I mean? Like I think that's why I like the whole, dunking him in the tank thing, because that was the one scene where there was actual excitement. And
exactly.
Voice and laughter,
and he chased her, and they were super cute, trying to hide their relationship, when they came around the corner after he caught her. Yeah, it was super cute.
That was, but otherwise, outside of like 5 minutes of that scene, it just felt so deadpan. The delivery wasn't there. But again, I also talk about how we talked about the plane. The plane was just missing. There was like, again, the whole movie was about saving the damn pier.
Yeah.
Buying the property, saving the pier, or whatever. And then all of a sudden she gets this grandiose idea that saves the pier and it's perfect for everybody.
Which could have happened months earlier.
Yeah, but we don't even have a hint as to what it was. Like, what is this supposed to be? And then the positive is I like the beach.
It's the beach, right? I told you the beach was beautiful. It's always about the beach for me.
The beach is beautiful, but
Beaches are beautiful.
If we could do a whole movie of just the beach, that would be fine. But it felt like it was like everything else was just
yeah.
But anyway, do you want to advertise your podcast?
Yeah. You want me to do it now?
Yeah.
All right, guys. You can catch me on Oi with the WB already, hopefully. We only have one episode right now. We are working. We had some issues that took us a while to get on some platforms, and then we just have yet to continue recording. But we will, I promise. We talk about it every day, and then we just don't do it, so that we can follow us on anywhere that you get podcasts. We are there at Oi with the WB. Also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, though you're most likely to find information on Instagram, and that's at Oi with the WB.
Okay. So I'm going to be talking about the Indian reservation schools.
Okay.
For those who don't know, I mean, I honestly can't believe that people don't know about it, but this past month, they found about 1,300 bodies under reservation schools in Canada and the United States. I am between anger and sadness right now. And
awful, absolutely awful.
Yeah, and I have been hearing a lot of the stories of the survivors and stuff, and it's just like so heartbreaking. So I have a link in my bio to donate. So anybody wants to donate, it is irss.ca/donate, which is for Indian Reservation School Survivors Society. So it's all the money will be donated to there, will be directed to programs for those who survived the atrocities of this. I mean, this is like hidden history, and we can't even really call it history because this is just the last one closed in 96, which was 25 years ago. You know what I mean? And the survivors are still happening today, and it's like the stories that they tell about it, it's so heartbreaking. I can't. They like tore these kids away from their homes. And force them into these schools, and I don't think I think calling them schools is too nice.
Yeah, I agree.
And they forcibly take their identity, their culture from these kids, and they cut off their hair, they take off all the clothes, and they found 5,000. They found thousands of people who are child predators who worked at the residential schools. Yeah. And there are stories of the kids being raped and stuff like that, and abused and physically abused and stuff like that. But I swear the stories of some of the survivors, it sounds like concentration camps of the World War II.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we know the history of the Nazis, but this one is just now coming to light for most of us. It's like so sad. Anyway, go donate to irss.ca/donate. Go on that site and give what you can. I don't want to say pray for these people, because the thing about it is Christianity has been forced upon them. I feel like to pray for them would just be disrespecting them. So just say good thoughts, and
or if you're not Christian, you can still pray to a God.
Yeah.
Just give some really well wishes for these people, and hope that we can uncover this history and pay tribute to.
Yeah, I mean, the United States have twice as many residential schools as Canada. So if Canada is fighting so many, with just like 6 residential schools. Imagine how many we're going to find here in the United States.
Yeah.
And Deb Haaland, who's the Secretary of Interior here in the United States, she's Native American and has already said that they're going to open investigations to go and, look up the residential schools. So
good. And we both know that this country has a
history.
way of a history and a way of hiding things because, you know what I mean?
I'm just mad. I am so mad because I feel like I've been lied to.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking and it's awful. And it's, you're right. Like somewhere between mad and sad. Just.
Yeah. And I was telling someone, I was like, I feel like nothing I can do is enough. And they're like, no, doing something, even the littlest thing is something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
something is definitely better than nothing. Yeah.
We've been doing nothing all this time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, yes. So please go donate, and you can listen to this podcast on Apple, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, pretty much anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. Next week, I will be doing a military movie. They're doing Christmas in July on Hallmark.
Yeah.
So next week, the theme will be military Christmas movies. So I put out a poll on Instagram and on Facebook. So if you guys want to go choose a movie that I will be reviewing, the 4 movies are USS Christmas, Holiday for Heroes, A Veteran's Christmas, and Operations Christmas. I have a favorite. I'm just choosing not to say because I don't want to
you don't want to influence that.
I have a favorite. Well, I know which one I don't want to do because that's the only one that I didn't cry in, but I have a favorite. And then the following week is a new Hallmark Christmas movie called Crashing Through the Snow with Amy Acker and Warren Christie. I haven't decided what I'm going to do the last 2 weeks of July, but Hallmark has released the schedule for the second wave of Summer Nights, and it looks like fun. It looks like a lot of new names. July 31st, they have Love for Real starring Chloe Bridges, Tiana Tully, Scott Michael Foster, and Corbin Bleu. That one is set in Hawaii, and I'm hoping and praying to get to interview.
Corbin Bleu, where's he been? I haven't seen him in years.
I know, right? The last time I saw him, he was like looking for a wedding dress on Say Yes to the Dress for his
last time I saw him, he was on High School Musical.
But yeah, he's this movie was filmed here in Hawaii, so I'm hoping.
Oh, that's right. Is this the one you were talking about?
No, that was last month. That one was in a month. I interviewed one of the actors for that one.
Oh, nice.
But he did this movie as well, but as a stand-in. So I'm like, hey, can you like get me to interview one? So anyway, so that movie is called Love for Real, and it comes out on July 31st. Again, starring Chloe Bridges, Tiana Tully, Scott Michael Foster, and Corbin Bleu. The only name that sounded familiar for the Hallmarkies anyway is Scott Michael Foster. Then August 7th is The 27-Hour Day, starring Autumn Reeser and Andrew Walker. Sealed with a Kiss, Wedding March 6th. I guess this is like the 6th movie in the series. I never saw the other 5. I feel bad. But it's starring Jack Wagner and Caitlin Stryker, Josie Bizet, and Nathan Witt. That comes out on August 14th. Love in the Afternoon. It's a working title. It could change in the future. It's actually filming right now, starring Jen Lilly and Ryan Pavey, that comes out on August 21st. And Sweet
Jen Lilly, that sounds an awful lot like Jen Lindley.
You know what's so funny is
I had to look up really quick. I was like, what?
You know what's hilarious is that movie is about soap actors, right? They have like the girl, in order to save her daytime soap drama from cancellation, head writer Maggie must convince Darren, fan favorite actor, and her real life ex-boyfriend to return to the show. And Jen and Ryan are soap actors. Like before Hallmark, they were known for the soap roles. Anyway, that is also filming as we speak right now. Sweet Pecan Summer is a working title, and that stars Christine Coe and Wes Brown. That is also filming right now in Utah, I believe. But yeah, so those are the movies. Again, if anything, what I learned from the first Summer Nights series, first time, the schedules can change, so God only knows if that's gonna work. But anyway, that's about it. You have anything else to add, Britt?
Nah. I think we got it.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening. And if you guys want to pick a movie, go on Instagram or Facebook to help me choose a movie. Oh, yeah. Shoot. I forgot to add. Follow me on Instagram at Hallmark Heartbeats. The Facebook page is Hallmark Heartbeats Podcast. And Instagram is Hallmark Heartbeat. Twitter is Hallmark Heartbeat 1. And then we have the, what's that called? Buy Me a Coffee page. And it's like, for $1 a month, you can get behind the scenes info and stuff. And for $5 a month, you get to have unedited raw footage of interviews plus, what is that called? Extra podcasts that I haven't released yet. That's about it, I think. But yeah, so thank you for listening, you guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Military Christmas movies. Bye.
Bye.